Hello dear students, welcome back to our class. Today once again I am here to talk with you about a new lesson. So dear students, today we have to learn a new lesson, that is Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. Students, when we learn about Vedic civilization, at that time we came to know about the Janapadas, right? So first we have to see that how Janapadas forms. Janapadas means small states. When group of village comes together, it forms Vish. When several Vish comes together, it leads formation of Jana. And when that Jana settles in particular region, it comes to know as Janapad. So students, mostly the Janapadas were exist in post-Vedic period. Means after the Vedic civilization, the Janapadas came to exist. So the period from about 1000 BC to 600 BC, this period is known as post-Vedic period, in which Janapadas were exist. So Janapadas were small states. So these Janapadas were spread from today's Afghanistan, which is in northwest direction of Indian subcontinent. So from today's Afghanistan to Bengal and Odisha, means from northwest to up to east, the Janapadas were spread. In our Maharashtra also there was one Janapada, namely Ashmak. The Janapada called Ashmak occupied a part of today's Maharashtra state. Now we have to see the names of Janapadas. So the names of these Janapadas can be found in Sanskrit, Pali and Ardh-Magadhi languages. Means the name of the Janapadas derived from these languages, Sanskrit, Pali and Ardh-Magadhi. So students, now we have to see about the Janapadas. So there were two types of Janapadas. Some Janapadas were have monarchies and some were republics. So monarchies means what? The Janapada which were ruled by a king. It is known as monarchies. And republics means the administration of that Janapadas carried out with the help of peoples. So some Janapadas had a Gana Parishad, means the Janapadas which were republics, so they had a Gana Parishad made up of senior citizens or senior members of that Janapadas. So the members were coming together, they were discussing about the administration of their Janapadas, and in this way the administration were carried out by the participation of the peoples. So the place where the discussion about the administration of Janapadas carried out or took place, that place is known as Santaghar. The name of place. Santaghar is the name of place where the discussion about the administration of the Janapadas took place, was known as Santaghar. Here one thing we have to mind. Lord Gautam Buddha was also belonging to a Janapadas, namely Shakya Republic. Shakya Republic is the name of Janapadas from where Gautam Buddha was belonging. So this we learn about the Janapadas. So now we have to learn about the Mahajanapadas. Mahajanapadas. It is the developed form of Janapadas. So first we will see what is meant by Mahajanapadas. So some Janapadas gradually became stronger and expanded their geographical boundaries. Such as Janapadas known as Mahajanapadas. Some Janapadas gradually become stronger. Gradually means slowly. And they expanded their geographical boundaries. Such a type of Janapadas known as Mahajanapadas. So there were 16 Mahajanapadas in ancient times. So the period of Mahajanapadas was 6th century BCE. This is the period of Mahajanapadas in which they were existing. And there were, as I told you, that there were totally 16 Mahajanapadas. Out of these 16 Mahajanapadas, Vatsa, Avanti, Kosla and Magadha, these four were important out of the 16. So this we learn about the Mahajanapadas. Now last we have to learn the rise of the Magadha Empire. Means we have to learn about the Magadha Empire. Magadha was one of the Mahajanapadas. So about that we have to learn now. Ajatashatru. Ajatashatru, the son of Bimbisar, continued the policy of expansion of the Magadha Empire. Ajatashatru, who was the ruler of Magadha Empire, and he was the son of King Bimbisar. He followed the policy of expansion of the kingdom. Means, in short, we can say that during the period of Ajatashatru, the Magadha Empire expanded and flourished or developed. Because he conquered many republics of the east. He acquired small states, small Janapadas he acquired and merged them in his own empire, that is Magadha. Due to this, the boundaries of the Magadha were expanded. So that's why we can say during the administration of Ajatashatru, Magadha were expanded. Later, Ajatashatru became the follower of Gautam Buddha. So after the Mahaparinirvan of the Gautam Buddha, it was during his period. The first Buddhist council was held at Rajgriha. So students, as I told you that Ajatashatru became the follower of Gautam Buddha. So after the Mahaparinirvan of the Gautam Buddha, he arranged the first Buddhist council in his kingdom. The place was Rajgriha. Second thing about Ajatashatru, we have to know that he founded a new capital of Magadha, namely Patligram. Patligram was the name of capital which was founded by the Ajatashatru for the kingdom of Magadha. Later, the Patligram was known as Patliputra. Means from Patligram it changed to Patliputra. And this Patliputra is nearby today's Patna city. As you know that Patna is the capital of Bihar. So capital of the Magadha, Patligram and Patliputra were there. Okay. So these we learn about the Ajatashatru, who was the successful ruler of the Magadha Empire. Right? At last we have to know about the Nanda kings of Magadha. The Nanda kings of Magadha. So students, Magadha were also ruled by the other kings. They were Nanda kings. So the Nanda kings ruled the Magadha Empire between 364 BCE to 324 BCE. The period 364 BCE to 324 BC. In this period, the Nanda kings were ruled over the Mughal. At that time also Magad was a huge empire, and to run the administration of such a huge empire, Nanda kings created an effective administration system. Their administration system is known as 4-column administration system. Means they created 4 pillars of their administration. Which were they? So first were infantry, cavalry, chariots and elephants. With the help of these 4 pillars, they ruled over the Mughal. Not only this, but Nanda kings also introduced the system of standard weights and measures. This is the important contribution of the Nanda kings, because they introduced a standard system of weights and measures, means measurement. Second thing, the Dhananand, King Dhananand was the last ruler of the Nanda dynasty. That famous TV serial you maybe know, the Chandragupta Maurya. With the help of this serial, you can get details of this Nanda dynasty and the King Dhananand. So the King Dhananand was the last king of the Nanda dynasty. During his period, the ambitious youth, namely Chandragupta Maurya, won the Patliputra, and he established the Maurya Empire by ending Nanda Empire. Chandragupta Maurya won the capital of the Mughal, which was Patliputra, and he established his own rule, which is known as Maurya Empire. So students, in this way, today we learn our lesson, that is Janapadas and Mahajanapadas. So I hope you understand this. Thank you.